help me. One last
Vecna told Will, "You're going to help me one last time." That line keeps coming back to me. We know Will helped Vecna in the past by being his spy, but could there have been more to that? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, All That Jazz. In today's video, part 3 of my Vecna's plan theories, I'm continuing to break down what I think Vecna's final plan may be, and why Will might be the final piece in Vecna's plan. Not the target, not the victim, but the last step in the plan that all started way back in season 1. Now let's jump back to the 5-minute opener where we see Vecna inserting the hive mind tube into Will's mouth. This moment wasn't just horror or coincidental, it was the beginning. Vecna says, "At long last, we can begin." And notice this, that mind wasn't said in the present. It's said during the flashback, meaning Vecna's plan began long before Will was even kidnapped. My guess is the years Vecna spent exploring the Upside Down was when he started formulating this plan. I think he had to wait until the gate was opened to begin laying the foundation to this plan. Will's kidnapping was the first step, and his rescue was the start to get the ball rolling to this plan. Now, throughout each season, it has been clear that any victim of Vecna that wasn't useful to his plan has died or he has made an attempt to kill, i.e. 11, Max, Eddie, Chrissy, Billy, Barb, etc. You guys get it. But Will, he survived. Not only did he survive, but he was rescued without any harm to himself or even to his rescuers, Hopper and Joyce. In the last video, I said Vecna wanted Will to be rescued. Vecna is a strategist. He doesn't waste targets, he saves projects, which leads me to believe Will was a test subject for Vecna. I think Vecna was learning in season 2, meaning he was doing a test run on how much control he could get and how much he could do from taking over Will's mind, which would also mean Billy could have been Vecna's second major experiment after Will. In season 2, Will was the first test. Vecna connected Will to the hive mind but didn't fully take over. Instead, he used Will like a testing agent. How much control he could gain over the human mind, how long he can keep the control, could he hide his presence without being detected. Will's body showed that the control was possible, but he was too emotionally strong and too connected to the group. They were able to pull him out of it. Vecna learned that a strong emotional core, friends, family, hope, could break his control. In season 3, we get Billy, the second test. Now, Billy was the perfect opposite of Will. Traumatized and angry, emotionally isolated, no village, which means he was more than likely easier to control. Vecna chose Billy as his second experiment. He completely dominated him, no spy this time. This was a full vessel. Billy became a physical extension of the Upside Down. Vecna used him to recruit, kidnap, and sacrifice victims. This wasn't spying anymore. This was building an army and testing full possession. Billy proved that if Vecna could find someone already broken, he could fully control them. What this means for season 5, Vecna has now tested possession of the mind through Will, control of the body through Billy, and creation of an army using Billy's victims. In season 5 is where he combines all three. Vecna didn't fail with Will, he simply wasn't ready. He was testing limits. Season 5 is where he tries again, but for real. Will may have been the original blueprint, not just for possession, but as the vessel for his final form. You're going to help me one last time. Those words, one last time, now all make sense to possibly what Vecna meant. Season 2 was the experiment. Season 3 was the refinement. Season 5 is the execution. Vecna didn't give up on Will. He was preparing for Will. Billy was not just another victim, he was the missing data, the proof that full control is possible. Vecna knows exactly what to do. That's why season 5 won't just be a battle for Will's life, it'll be a battle for his soul. Now, I do have a few ideas as to what Vecna would need Will for at this point to finish out his plan. I've already discussed him using Will as a vessel and physically merging into Will to be some kind of anchor. I also think he could use Will as some kind of spy, but like Spy 2.0, using him as a live GPS into Hawkins. Now, what I honestly think it could be is using Will as some kind of gatekeeper, meaning Will might be the final key to open the true gate to an even bigger monster. Now, if we go back to season 4, episode 8, Nancy did mention seeing a giant creature with a gaping mouth after seeing Vecna's vision of the future. So I do think there is a bigger monster to come, and maybe Will is somehow connected to Vecna getting access to this bigger monster. Or lastly, Will could be a sacrifice for Vecna, and that could be the final way he can execute his plan. But here's the twist. Vecna might not want to kill Will at all. He might want Will to replace him, to become the next ruler of the Upside Down. And the scariest part, what if those initial particles, the hive mind energy that he puts into Will from that initial flashback we just got, was the plan all along to ensure that at the right time, Vecna could activate them when it was the time. And the particles that were put into him in season 2 were just for practice purposes for him to test out his plan. All of this theorizing also makes me wonder, will we get different people in Vecna's army outside of the demo creatures that we know from the Upside Down? So outside of a Demogorgon, a demo bat, a demo dog, could we see actual humans from Hawkins inside of Vecna's army, or even victims who have died by the hands of Vecna? Will we see them inside of some kind of army for Vecna and fighting for Vecna? Now, if there's anything we do know for sure, Will is still connected. Though we see Joyce perform this exorcism in season 2 and we see these particles leave Will still feels whatever inside of him because that connection wasn't broken. Why? Because again, I think those particles are laying dormant inside of Will. And I think that moment we get in the trailer where we see Vecna bringing Will over to him and we hear him saying, "William, I need your help one last time," could be where Vecna activates those particles. And that could be a moment where we see Will become a part of Vecna's army. Vecna isn't chasing Will, he's waiting for him because the connection isn't weakening, it's evolving. And when Vecna says one last time, this isn't a threat, it's a summons. So what is Vecna's final move? And will Will help him or destroy him from the inside? For part 4, I'm going to break down how Will could defeat Vecna using their connection. Because if Vecna created the bond, maybe Will is the one who can break it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed yet another video of me getting out my thoughts on Stranger Things. Thank you all so much to everyone who has commented, liked, subscribed, everything. I've really tried to interact with every last one of you guys. I've been so appreciative, so grateful. It's been really nice to have my own community of Stranger Things lover to get all of my thoughts out and to theorize with. So for that, I am so thankful. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, yes, and how can I forget one more week, guys. One more week, and we are almost there. I do plan to record myself watching Stranger Things 5, so I will be posting reaction content to that as well. So be on the lookout for that next week.